Daughter wrote our policies for us when she had joined with World Financial Group. So initially she set us both up with universal life policies. So we had the standard life insurance, plus we had the terms and critical illness. About a year ago, last November, my husband was diagnosed with, he was told, borderline diabetic and high blood pressure. In the last year, he started having a lot of cramps, and he went for his checkup in November, and they said that it was just a side effect of the medicine he was on. But then he came home in Nova Scotia with me. I was in Nova Scotia because my mother was older, so Chris was back and forth to work. He worked in Alberta. And so when he was home for Christmas, I said, "You have got to go to the doctor." He said, "When I go back on January 5th, I promise you I will go to the hospital there." So he went to the hospital on January 5th at 3 p.m. and I was back in Nova Scotia, and he called me and he says, "What are you doing?" I said, "Oh, I'm just having a rest on the bed." And he said, "Are the dogs with you?" And I said, "Yes." And he said, "Dear, I have pancreatic cancer." And I said, "No," and I kind of lay down with the dogs. And he said, "I'm so sorry, but it wasn't his fault." And we thought, okay, I have to get out to Alberta, and I have to be with him. Because we had no idea how long he was going to be, how long he was going to have. So I ended up coming out here 3 days later. And what we don't expect is when you're going to get sick and what situation you're going to be in. I'm still paying rent back in Nova Scotia. I had to find a place to stay for us because he was in the hospital at the time, and his work, well, he couldn't go back to work, and he's a contractor. So as a contractor, you don't have benefits, you don't have sick time. So he had no money coming in. Myself with World Financial Group, I talked to my senior partner and I said, I have to take a step back. I have to take care of him. Chris passed away on May 1st, just under 4 months. 58 years old, he was in the best health. It's just so hard going through this. You don't know when it's going to hit you, and you're just going to start crying again. I've had so many people from WFG, in Halifax office who I've made friends with, and out west as well, reach out to me. "Brenda, whatever you need, we're there for you. Whatever you need, our prayers and thoughts." And it just makes you feel like you're not alone. You're not alone. Like I said, you just don't know when it's going to hit you, what you're doing at the time that it hits you, and if you're going to make it through. I don't know what I would have done if we didn't have WFG and the policies that we have.